situation though, bro. The Dave ski situation, bro. Let's see. David hired a hitman to off Celeste, bro. We gotta see this, bro. Make sure to go follow my boy Maury the GOAT though, bro, cause he's a GOAT though, bro.
His body inside, but they can't yet reveal who it is. And I just gotta say, you know, duh. Obviously, you know, electric vehicles, Teslas, and the like have a fuck ton of biometric data, cameras everywhere, GPS, geo-tracking in locations. Don't some of these vehicles use fingerprints or like Face ID to even unlock the vehicles? Like, obviously. Which is why everybody's so irritated, because how did they not even, like, why have they not made any arrests yet? Given the level of security surveillance in 2025, I'm pretty sure they already know who was in that vehicle. Like, let's be honest, California is one of the most surveilled states in the entire union. And as you can see on David's page, he hasn't really made any updates. He actually dipped down below 2 million followers and then gained all that shit back. So it's just like, wow. It seems like he has way more support now than he did.
WPR team, bro. Holy shit, bro might have to call Lester. Or he might have called Lester.
Prior to Celeste being found in his Tesla. But to quickly get into the meat and potatoes, according to TMZ, they say Celeste Rivas' investigation. PI thinks sadistic plans were set for teen's corpse. Whatever the hell that means. Hopefully it has nothing to do with necrophilia. We already had this story surrounding pedophilia. Let's not...
Isn't that when like you be doing that stuff with the dead bodies, bro? Please say it's not, bro. Please.
Let's not dive into the territory of people trying to mess with dead bodies.
Yeah, I fucking knew it, bro. I knew it, bro. Yeah. Alright. Bodies, bro. If anyone is even like into that shit, bro, y'all gotta go. I'm sorry. We're not cool. We're not friends. We're not buddies. We're not none of that shit, bro.
The private investigator hired to probe Celeste Rivas' death case has made a harrowing revelation. He thinks there was a, and I quote, sadistic plan made to get rid of the teen. And of course, our theories is that, you know, she either OD'd or she was pregnant or both. Who knows? What? People also think she wanted to reveal the relationship to the world, naturally, of course. And because of that, either David, a manager, or somebody within his circle, knowing that that would mess up the money and sending to prison, said, hey, we gotta find a solution to this to shut her up. They say the PI says that he can't spill much, but thinks the original plan went wrong at some point and that the Tesla, where her dismembered corpse was found in early September, was supposed to be a holding spot, so a temporary spot before transferring her body to somewhere else. They also say Steve, who was hired by the homeowner of the $3.6 million Hollywood Hills home singer David stayed in. Remember that home he was staying in, he abandoned after, I suppose, people started showing up, investigators started pulling up, you know, he had to dip. Yeah, apparently the owner of that mansion, who was rightfully creeped the fuck out, hired this guy to find out what the hell happened in his home. I would do the same if I were a homeowner, especially of a mansion that I'm renting out to a famous person and then they're all of a sudden linked to a dead body of a minor. I don't want to be culpable of that. I don't want the FBI thinking I had anything to do with that, so I'm going to err on the side of caution, hire a PI to figure out what the hell was happening in my home.
Shit,
but here's some footage, an interview that, and shout out to Law and Crime Network on YouTube, I'm sure we're all familiar with them. They had an interview with the PI on this case, separate from law enforcement, investigating this, and here's what he had to say.
Person where I think things are a lot easier than people try to make them sometimes, especially online, into these big things. And I thought this was going to be a tragic overdose, which it very well still could be. And they made a bad decision because they didn't want to expose a potential relationship and put her in this Tesla. And then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car. And they were just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is
pretty damning.
There could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her. And it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But and it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, you know, their timing was just off.
That shit just
as far as getting this done.
I'm just gonna say, here's my theory that, and I'm sticking with it. She either wanted to speak because she was pregnant, she wanted to make everything public, right? Or she was just getting tired of the secrets and she finally wanted to make this relationship
fucking
public,
crazy,
knowing that
bro.
it would destroy his career and his life. Possibly they got into an argument and she said, this is why, this, that, and the third. I'm going to tell what you've done with me. I'm going to tell the whole world that you're dating a minor. You met me when I was this old, at this age. I'm going to destroy your career. And of course,
all right, I'm not siding with David, but why would she want to do that? I don't know. That don't even make sense. All right, hypothetically speaking, let's say that's what happened. I don't get it, bro. I don't know.
naturally, anybody in that position that David would have been in. By the way, this is all speculation. Being in that position, backed into a corner, possibly being exposed for a legit federal crime. He and anybody else in his circle, knowing about the situation, would have started devising a plan to make sure she never has the chance to expose anything, to make sure she never has the chance to make anything public. And honestly, as I've stated in many videos before, please watch your children. The world since the beginning of time in civilization, society, and in nature is full of predators. From tigers, lions, bears, snakes, spiders, all the way on up into sadistic, murdering, serial killing human beings. These people, these creatures, these things will always exist. But what you can do is protect yourself and being proactive in your life and in your family's lives and your children's lives and anybody else for that matter that you care about. Clearly, based off of everything that I've learned about the situation, Celeste just didn't have enough protection. Maybe, you know, naturally teen girls, they become a little rebellious. It is what it is, but that is when you really have to step it up. No matter what like modern society wants to tell you, bro, you as a father or mother, you gotta you have to try your best to save your child from this cold world. Like obviously protect them, provide for them and teach them about the realities, but also protect them from these dangerous pitfalls that can, you know, mortally wound them. Have them end up in jail, shot.
So what did he find, bro? I ain't gonna lie, my boy, you're low-key yapping. We gotta find out more.
Dismembered, killed. Like you guys, I don't have to spell this out for anybody. It's a cold world we live in and it's just a shame what happened.
Has anyone from David's team, management, legal, anybody reached out to you or your client?
You know, I know that my client's been in touch with his manager, but only for the purpose of the lease, because they did ask to terminate the lease. And I believe the other manager that technically was the owner of the red Tesla, I think was in touch with him just because they needed access to the house to get that vehicle and stuff out. Because that's another thing that they could be key in this is that there's only one key to that house and who had that and who had access to it and who was in it. Because we also have evidence that while David was on tour at the time between the Tesla being found and the search warrant being served, David was on tour, but somebody was in that house. And there was actually a report made, not with police, but that
wait, who the fuck was in the house?
Our association has a robust private security company, and we've gotten videos from them and reports. And so who had that key is probably the same person that, you know, had access to the Tesla.
So it sounds like this is a hitman, an assassin. And of course, if you're rich, you don't want to get your hands dirty. And if you're the manager, you definitely don't want to get your hands dirty for your artist, your client. So yeah, they probably hired somebody from like SoCal or some shit to pull up. I don't know where, I forgot the address, but in the hills, right? David was living in. Anybody involved in this case remotely allocated to be a co-conspirator, they're going to get their reputation and career destroyed. This guy is probably just a random landlord slash homeowner in the Hollywood Hills. He probably has multiple properties and he doesn't want to have this entire situation tarnishing his entire real estate career. I get it. As a business owner, one of your clients fuck up, you don't want to be culpable for their actions. Totally understandable.
Do you know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I believe I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say for, I mean, I don't know who exactly was in the house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and
oh shit, let's see the video.
It's like, okay,
yo, hold up, low key. What do y'all think, bro? I don't know, but why the fuck is this house so filthy, bro?
Okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her body? I don't know.
Man, that's got to be scary. Imagine, you know, David on tour, and he knows that she knows that he knows that she may one day speak up about this, and he's thinking in the back of my mind, I can't go to prison. This is crazy. And she's been saying wild shit, right? He's now having image after image, leak after leak, indicating that he was definitely in a relationship with her. And the one thing that could really expose him and really get him caught up is her word, verifying everything. Corroborating everything. So he probably went on tour, you know, he left her back at his house saying, you know, all right, whatever, you can stay here and chill. Mind you, at this point in time, she already ran away. So she's thinking everything is cool and peachy and fine, right? But on David's side, he already knows that he has this set in motion. This is speculation, by the way. Him and his team or whoever already probably hired somebody, possibly to come and take her out to smoke her. And I'm just like, bro, if something like that actually happened, can you imagine the amount of fear coursing through her body during the last moments of her life? Like, holy shit. Assuming this was an actual...
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Let's hypothetically say this is real, bro. Hiring a hitman to kill a kid is kind of crazy, bro. Like, we actually got to think about it. Like, I know he has a lot of money, apparently, and all that shit. Like, he has shit to lose, you know what I'm saying? But, like, bro.
Assassin, well, I don't know if regular people can be classified as assassinated, but I'm saying, like, you know, an assassin coming to take her out. I just gotta say, this entire case, in my opinion, is the spookiest shit I've ever covered on this entire... It's the most convoluted too, but it's incredibly spooky. It's creepy, and I'm telling you 100%, if this happened to any normal person, any normal civilian, we would have, bruh, the case would have already started, and we would have well been on our way to prison by now. I assure you. And yeah, people in the comments are now saying, finally, an exclusive update from Law and Crime, not just some regurgitated old news. Yeah, I understand you.
Nah, bro. I really think what it is that bro has the best lawyers on planet Earth or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like I said, my boy Saul. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the David situation. Do you still think he's guilty? Or are you leaning on the side that he's innocent? Or do you think he's been innocent this whole time? I'm not gonna lie, all this shit is sus, bro. It's just too sus for me, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. But anyways, like, I'm subscribed. Peace out, man.